Hey again, everyone. Matt Covert here from howtobecome-a-racecardriver.com, and I'm going to talk to you about something that people argue with me about all the time, and that is the sport of autocross. I do a lot of autocross. It's my preferred method of racing right now. It fits my time budget as well as my financial budget, and I think it's pretty cool. And people talk to me all the time about autocross, and they're always saying, well, autocross isn't real racing, it's just cars in a parking lot, whatever. But and incidentally, the people who say this are all usually road racers, not all of them, all road racer guys. Okay, and this is I want to talk to you about, first of all, what their argument is and why I think it's kind of silly. Okay, autocross is a form of stage racing where you go from a starting point to an end point, whatever the course is, and you get a time. Okay? And for some reason, people don't think that this is actual racing, and I can't figure out why. Because some of the most popular types of racing in the world are this same concept, drag racing, which is the purest type of motorsport, by the way. We've got the World Rally Championship, and I guess that includes any type of stage rally, like Rally America, etc. We've got endurance racing, like the Baja 1000. That's pretty hardcore. Any type of hill climb, stuff like that. You can see where I'm going with this, okay? The only difference is that it's just on a smaller scale, and I don't see a problem with that at all. And the other thing that people have said to me before too is that, oh well, you don't drive a real race car on the road. You trailer to the track. And to that I say, the Rally America guys, the rallycross guys, the stage rally guys, and I'm not talking about like local guys. I'm talking about guys like Travis Pastrana. I'm talking about David Higgins, Ken Block. These are all guys who race Rally America all the time. And it's part of their rule system. You have to drive your car on the road to the next stage. Okay, so if those aren't real race cars, I don't know what is. Okay, so to me that's just kind of a silly argument. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, what I love about autocross. Let's talk about some of the good things about autocross. And the first one is that it might be local, it might be a little slower, cheaper to get into, whatever, but it's super competitive. And at the same time, what's the best word I can use for this? It's easy to learn from people. So I'm just going to put the word friendly, because people there are generally really cool and they want to help you. And there's no money on the line, which is really neat. And so everyone's quick to share that what's working for them and tips and tricks that help you get faster, stuff like that. Okay. So even though it's maybe not quite as serious as the sport as some of the other stuff, some of the guys who race autocross are unbelievable drivers, even at the hobby level. If you're new, or even if you're not new, this is an awesome place to go and make friends with some of the fast guys and just learn from each other, and that's I'm sure you've heard the phrase before, iron sharpens iron. Well, if you can find some other people who are interested in the same things as you, and you talk about it, and you can kind of work off each other's excitement and energy, encourage each other, this is an awesome place to go, is the autocross, without a doubt. The other thing I love about it is that it is relatively affordable. Whoa, I messed that up. Relatively affordable. And of course, if you want to race in the full out race category, you can spend thousands of dollars, just like anything else. If you're determined to spend your money and be totally broke, you can absolutely achieve that in autocross. But the thing I like about it is that you can race in I think they call them street classes now, where very few modifications are allowed, and it keeps the cost of racing way down, which is great. Keeps people being competitive using almost all stock, which is cool. And I think I said in one of my other videos, I think the exception to this is having good racing tires. But other than that, you're not spending a whole lot of money, which is the ultimate goal if you want to focus on becoming a better driver on the basis of skill alone. And the entry fees for something like this are really cheap too. They're anywhere between 30 and 50, sometimes higher than that if you're in like a Porsche club or another club that has a lot of clout or something like that. Okay, autocross is also an awesome starting point because, like I said, people are quick to share information. And the great thing about this is that it's very you have to really work at damaging something in autocross. You're in a great big parking lot that's all coned off. If you spin off what is I'm calling I'm going to say if you spin off the track, you're still in the parking lot. Big deal. You hit a couple cones, you get back on course. No big deal. It's very difficult to actually create a lot of financial damage, which is great because you can push the car to its limits, you can learn a lot, and you can walk away without being in any kind of crazy debt or trouble or anything like that. So I'm just going to add to the list no damage with a little asterisk here that says wear and tear, because you are gonna have to be replacing, some parts. Oops, I wrote tearing. You are gonna have to replace some parts that are just general maintenance stuff, brakes and bushings and stuff like that. But that's okay with me. I have no problem with that. The other awesome thing about autocross is that it is everywhere. And this is something that I hear a lot too, is, oh, there's nowhere for me to race in my area. Well, that's just absolutely not true. I recently compiled a list of 173 autocross clubs nationwide. There's probably one near you. And I have that list. It's totally available for free on howtobecomearacecardriver.com. I'll put the link up here on the screen so you can hop right to that and just download it for free. It's a totally free resource. It was really fun to put together. It's a list compiled by state, so you can just kind of scroll down to your state and see what kind of clubs are around, and you can jump to their Facebook page from that resource. If they have a regular website, that's on there too. It was a big undertaking, but I'm glad I did it, and I hope you find that really valuable. So, whoever you are, if you're interested in autocross, don't let people tell you it's not real racing. It is, okay? There is a huge national level racing scene for autocross, and I think it happens in Nebraska every year. It is a huge, big deal. And if you tell a national champion that autocross isn't real, he's probably going to give you kind of a silly smile and walk away because he knows he's probably a million times better at driving than you, okay? So, let's all just come down off our high horses and get down to business, because this is the best way to go racing, and there's nothing that's ever going to change that. Okay? All right, so let me just wrap up here real quick. If you are just getting started in racing, I want to tell you about one more quick thing. It's another resource that I worked on for a couple months. It's called the Informed Racer Program, and 2015 was a fun racing season for me. I got my first competitive win in autocross. It took me 6 races to get there, and this program includes absolutely everything I learned to turn myself from an average racing driver into a winning driver. It didn't take very long. It's all about the knowledge, and I recently made a video about why having a huge motorsport knowledge base is more important than just throwing money at the car. And you can get that totally for free. It's a 72-page ebook. It's illustrated. It's a huge asset if you're just getting started and want to learn about how to kick it up to the next level. So I encourage you to go do that. You can find that right at the homepage on howtobecomearacecardriver.com. It's available totally free. So if you're interested, go get that right now. There's nothing stopping you whatsoever. You can have it instantly, and I encourage you to do that. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm actually on a roll right now. I'm going to go make another video, which is really cool, before I go to work today. So I'm going to go work on that. I want you to go download this right now and start reading it, because it will change your autocross world. I promise.